Hello, friends. We are here today to discuss Berserk Volume 28. It is in Deluxe Edition 10, the next edition. We're here with Joe and Varsha. Joe, will you start us off with an introduction, please?
Hi, I'm Joe, JCM Byrne, author of the Hybrid Helix and the recently released Partial Function. You can find me at jcmbyrne.com, and you can follow me on Patreon for free. No, don't give me money, but get on my wait list. I'm going to have a Patreon where I am going to distribute a experimental digital magazine with stories in it for free. So you can just follow the Patreon and not give me money and still get the magazine. And then maybe one day it'll be like, yeah, if you give me money, you'll get it like a week early. I don't know, but not right now. So you can get on the wait list. I think that'll be fun. I don't know if it'll be good, but I think it'll be fun. Want to moderate expectations.
Oh, no, I think if you can guarantee fun, then it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot. We'll have fun at least. Yeah. That's a super cool idea, though. I'm really excited for it.
It's a long-term story of mine, a fantasy story that I think is fun and not groundbreaking or amazing, but I think it's fun. So I'll put a chapter of that in every week. And then other people throwing me stuff. People are already throwing me stuff. And it may be that people stop throwing me stuff and it'll be just my thing. And then maybe people will get bored and stop. I don't know. But we're going to find out. That's where I'm at. We're going to find out. So I don't know why. I like this idea, and it's going to be low budget. So, or no budget. So I did cover myself in Canva. And you'll know as soon as you see that, yes, Joe did this in Canva. The free version, not even premium Canva. Just sad.
You could do a lot with the free version of Canva, though.
No, a talented graphic artist can do a lot with the free version of Canva. I cannot.
I think a talented graphical artist doesn't use Canva.
Oh, yeah. That is probably also true. So, anyway. So that I'm trying to get that out by Christmas. That's my goal. First issue out by Christmas.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta go sign up for that. I've been curious about the magazine.
Yeah, you should. For sure. I'm gonna check that out.
The best thing about it is probably going to be the title. Everyone loves this title. I don't know why. Grim Dwarf. Everyone thinks that's a cool title. I'm like, okay. I'm glad everyone likes it. I don't know. Is it going to get me anywhere? I have no
Makes me think of Angry Dwarfs, but
Yes, I'm going to find it now. And Varsha, will you give us an introduction?
Yes. Hi, I'm Varsha. I have a YouTube channel called Reading by the Rainy Mountain. I'm not putting out any magazines on a weekly basis. I will read Joe's, though. And what else? Nothing. I am excited for today's volume. I think it might be my favorite so far.
Wow. Interesting. Oh.
Or maybe I'm exaggerating, but it is a really good one. I really loved parts of it.
Okay. Cool.
I'm really curious to hear what parts you loved.
No parts that I had issues with. We'll talk about that.
Well, I mean, you start us off with that. Like, what did you? So just kick us off. What did you like about it?
So I think I really latched onto this in the last few volumes too. There was this really sweet moment of warmth between Shiarka and Guts, which the damn elf quickly turned into something yucky, but it was very cute, and I loved that that little kid that showed up. So sure, that's the demon child all grown up, and so much mystery there. I want to know what's going on. And then there was something else. The the skeleton dude showed up again and made some prophecies. There's some and they said the friendship between the witch and the skeleton dude was very similar to Shirka and Guts, which again was cute until that elf made it yucky. There's some mystery there that also I like it just introduced a lot of threads that I'm super interested in following. I don't think that's really been the case for me so far. It's not like, oh, what's going on there? It's just like some story is happening. I'm enjoying it. But now I want to read to find out where this is going, if that makes sense. So.
Wow. What about you, Joe?
Um, I didn't dislike those things. I don't know that they impressed me as much. I think I'm more of a plot person, so I've been
Hmm.
like eager to see where this is going for a long time, just to see where the story's going, as opposed to like the relationships. But Guts and Shirky is interesting. Overall, I thought this was like I'm not in love with the pace.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of feel, and I'm projecting a little bit because I know what happens in the next 15 volumes because I reread them recently, which I shouldn't have done. But I think what Dan said, I think it was Dan, someone said it the other week that the other thing to keep in mind about these volumes is they were coming out like one a year.
Hmm.
So all the fans had to wait. And it's like, it just feels like not enough is happening for the year of real time you have to wait for this volume to come out. And I still feel that way about this volume. Like it was nice, but it's all like real, like, here's the thing. So like that thing with Shirky and Guts, like we've seen that starting before. So this isn't really new. It's like a little, it's not even really, it's not a change. It's just a little bit of a progression of that. We already had a sense that this is where they were heading, and it's moving along at a glacial pace. That's fine. And then the skeleton guy is sort of saying, there's a cost to wearing that armor. You'll lose, and it gave a little more specifics. You'll lose sensation, you lose your sense of taste. Like, we already knew there was a cost to wearing the armor. We knew it was bad. And we were guessing already that the armor is what turns Skeletor into Skeletor.
Yeah.
He might still have skin if not for wearing that Berserker armor. Right? I don't know if that's literally true, but that's how it seemed already from the previous volume. And then, what else was happening in this volume? What's the other? Moon Boy was
The
new.
crocodile people.
Oh, crocodile
Which
people.
one was
Naked
new?
Boy was new. So that's a new thing. We don't know what that is,
Yes.
but we're sure it's got something to do with the baby. It has to, like, or if it doesn't, it has to do with something. And if it's not the baby, that's definitely like a complete red herring, right?
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to think it's something to do with the baby because, and if it's not, it's going to be something like hugely surprising. So that is a new element.
Hmm.
But and then Guts losing his control in the Berserker armor again and going crazy and fighting the giant octopus or squid or whatever it was. I'm like, I get it. Like he loses control, goes berserk, suffers consequences. He's determined by sheer force of will not to let it happen again. Next fight he's in, he goes berserk, fights the thing, presumably has more consequences. And I guess he needs that extra step where he recognizes that force of will alone isn't going to do it. So now he needs Shirky or something. Right? So I guess that was needed, but it's not a huge shift. Like we knew this was gonna. We kind of knew this was. I don't know. Well, none of this is bad. I didn't dislike it. It just felt like it just felt like a nice moving. Everything moving along, kind of the way you think it's gonna at this point. And the only new thing is Naked Boy.
Yeah, I think I've been sort of expecting Guts, because this is how it has been every other time, to go immediately back to his like super depressed rage mode, but then just having this moment of quiet where he's actually building relationships instead of driving people away, which he started doing that in the last few volumes, but it's still there. He's not having doubt, he's not reevaluating his choices. So I think that sort of cemented, maybe more than the volume, it's the arc that I'm liking. So
We're seeing that transition from Destroyer Guts to Protector Guts that he's
yeah.
initiated a long time ago, but he's having to figure out like I need people.
Mm,
I'm not. I can't run off on my own, which sort of happened in. I mean, it's almost like an echo of what he did with when he was at the Band of the Hawk.
mm,
When he realized he's a commander, he's got responsibilities. He can't just go charging in battle and go crazy because he's gonna lose soldiers. And he's doing that again. I guess
yeah.
he had a setback with the whole eclipse, but yeah, no, it wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just wanted a little more.
I think it's interesting that, so there's some parallels to. I start to question: is Guts the next Skeletor? And if the suit, because Guts is on the verge of killing everybody, so when you're in the Berserker suit, you just kill anything in sight. You like everything is killed on sight. If that's true, and if Skeletor is the way he is because of the suit, why isn't he killing everything? Did he learn to control it, or is something, or did the elf help him with that? Help him
So he's not wearing it anymore.
Control it.
Maybe he is wearing it, and because he's outside of time, it's somehow in both places at once. That was also that was interesting, and that was kind of new. Is this reference to him being outside time? I don't know how literally to take that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to say that he's literally traveling in time, that he's come back from the future or something, or if it's just, just like, ooh, he's like he's not a normal person anymore, and that's all it means,
So if
and
he
also
is, yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'd say if he is outside of time, then whatever is happening now must be very important for him to be there during these points.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can't imagine him spending hundreds of years just like running a yoga clinic, while waiting for the next eclipse, right? Because we know there's been a long time where really nothing mystical was going on, and making trying to think what would be a good job for Skeletor. Drummer in a heavy metal band? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Guar.
Yeah.
You fit right in.
His own arm off and bangs the drum with it for the finale. No, okay, so there was some good new stuff in there. That was sort of so. We do know the armor changes shape.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see him, whatever he's wearing, and what he's wearing changes. Oh, what he's wearing changes shape. Remember, Dan pointed us to that thing in on Reddit where they said how the neck part of his armor had a different. So maybe he is in the Berserker armor or some version of it. Like it had a baby and he's wearing it or something. Now I'm curious.
I still think that's Guts.
You think Skeletor's Guts? But if he's outside of time, that would make sense, right? He's gone back in time to do stuff.
The elf vibes that Puck got from Skeletor is that do we think then that Guts and Skeletor merged together somehow? Sorry, Guts and Puck, or I don't know, died together in some strange way that their essences mixed. I don't know.
I like that. It doesn't feel like a Miro move, but I would enjoy that if that's what happened. This is like my Harry Dresden theory that Merlin is just Harry Dresden gone back. Have you guys read Dresden Files?
I've read the first 5.
Okay,
I think
then never mind.
I'm gonna get back to
There's
it.
all this stuff happening in this, and the Merlin was an actual wizard in the Dresden Files, like who did all this stuff that helps them now, like the leftover artifacts. And I'm like, it'd be cool if Merlin was Harry, had gone back in time, become Merlin to leave these things for himself, so he could use them in this climactic battle. I'm probably wrong.
Nice.
But I like stuff like that. I've liked stuff like that ever since I was a kid. When I read Jim Starlin's Warlock, who's a character in the Marvel Comics cinematic. You guys read this, Steve? Are you familiar with the Warlock story?
I think so. He's like the X-Men universe, right? Kind of. Or am I thinking New Mutants, or am I thinking a different Warlock?
No. You're thinking of a different character.
Oh,
so I'm thinking of the guy with the soul gem in his forehead, golden skin, yellow hair. So he was a cosmic character, and he was fighting this evil emperor called the Magus, who was like controlling the galaxy, and he was fighting against him in this constant battle. The Magus was him from the future. He come back in time, and he knows it. So the whole time he's fighting, he's like, I know, I'm going to become this guy who I am now trying with all my heart to kill. And when I'm him, I'm going to remember myself doing this. And I thought that was such a cool storyline and such a cool tension. I mean, he'd fight, Magus would be like, I remember being you doing this to me. Didn't work that time, it's not working now. And it's like, but he still does it. It actually felt like a very Miura move, right? Just sort of battling against inevitability, but still doing it. I'm sorry, I'm going on some terrible tangents. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It's a good theory.
But the outside of time thing leads to all those possibilities, right?
Mhm.
That both of I think those would be cool. Like if he merged with the elf, someone came back and became Skeletor. That'd be really cool. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
gonna happen, but it'd be cool.
And they kind of, like Varshy mentioned, the relationship between Skeletor and the witch, and they kind of draw some parallels to Guts and Shirky. Is a little weird because she's so little. Like, I'm not sure her age, but they kind of hint at a romance, and it kind of, some undertones there, and it's like, that's kind of weird.
And she has a crush on
Yeah.
him, and then she like blushes and like goes and like wraps her arm around his leg, and I'm like, that's not an image I needed. Like that's creepy. I'm a
Maybe,
Farsha. The elf makes it creepy.
yeah, yeah.
It was it was cute. It was a kid finding a moment of comfort, and then the elf is like, you're in love with him. And then it's not even a one-time joke. It goes on and on and like stop.
But people do that in real life. Like that is not unusual. Like
That's true.
if a baby girl is like looking at an adult male, I've heard many other adults, oh look, she's flirting. I'm talking about an infant like in a baby carriage. Maybe I'm older than you
Weird.
guys. Well, I'm sure I'm older than you guys. But they don't mean it seriously.
Hmm.
But I've heard many people say things like that. Probably less now. Probably people are like, no, that's creepy.
That would be like make a phone call. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I think, yeah, but no, it's a good point though, because I think I think we've all become a little bit more aware and sensitive to those kind of things now. So maybe back then it was more of like an endearing bigger brother, like older brother kind of thing, like
Mhm.
a just showing love, not in a romantic sense, but just appreciation. And so maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, it's not the only kind of relationship between a male person and a female person. Like you're disregarding all the other possibilities to, I don't know, make a really bad joke, perhaps. I hope it's just a joke and that it's not going anywhere. I'd be upset if it were, but yeah.
Are they that different in age though?
Isn't he at least 30 at this point? It-
Is he?
I think it's like early 30s, I think, right? Or late 20s,
Oh,
early
maybe.
30s. And she's, well, I mean, she might be older than she looks, but I'm not
Time
sure.
ran differently in the tree.
Yeah. So,
She could be 50. It could be creepy for the entirely different reason.
yeah, it's true.
She could call Cherokee the cougar.
Yeah. Shaky the Kruger. Yeah, the cougar. Yeah, you could. Um, I think so. The kid, when I first saw the kid, I thought this is a manifestation somehow of Casca's feelings or her, like something with connected to her. Like that's her. Like her. I don't know. It seemed like a piece of her, but then it made sense that it would be the kid because it looks like her. But to go from the slug with eyeballs in the Tower of Conviction to this, I really hope we find out if it is the creature, the baby. I hope we find out what that journey was.
Agreed. Agreed.
What did you think
Yeah,
about that,
we
Varsha?
need answers. This is not satisfying. Like it's good, but it's not enough
Hmm.
long term.
yeah. And is this kid like I can't tell how old, or at least I couldn't tell from this drawing how old he looked. Did he look about 1.5-ish too? Is that like, do they generally walk around at that age? Okay.
1.5, 2, they'll be walking around.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Steve said, I'm super curious about how he got there. It sort of makes sense because it, I mean, not really makes sense. Like I didn't expect this at all. But the what was it that happened at the conviction? There was a giant egg thing that hatched, right? And it was born of all the human heads or bodies that were piling up in that pit.
Hmm.
And did that like sort of split into Guts and this baby, or did it? What happened? Like, wasn't Guts? Sorry, not Guts. Why do I keep
Griff,
saying Guts? Griffith. Was Griffith born off the hatching of that egg? Was that implied? I don't think we actually saw it happen, right?
it implied that the baby was somehow inserted into the egg before it
Hmm.
hatched. And then we don't really understand, as far as I know, we don't really understand what that means. Is the baby part of Griffith now? Did the baby turn into something new when Griffith hatched and scurried off in the background?
Hmm.
Which was my guess when I first read this. I'm not sure. I still think that's what was happening.
Hmm.
Excuse me. But yeah, he got stuffed in the egg by the weird egg guy. The egg.
So you know how a lot of the apostles can take a different shape, like a nicer shape, so to speak. Do you think this is just the demon baby in a nicer shape, or do you think it's actually like real?
I'd also buy that it has magical powers. If he's magical, his dad was one of the God Hand. God,
Hmm.
Lord knows what he could turn into, just by power. And they seem to make a big deal about it being under the full moon, when these
Hmm.
things would be easier or stronger. So maybe that's not his true form. It's just how he looks under a full moon. Maybe he always did.
Hmm.
I don't know that we've definitely seen the baby under the full moon before. I can't remember them ever making a big point of, oh, what's the moon like today? So we need more answers.
Yeah. Yeah. They go really hard at Fernies, don't they? Like they give her a lot of shit. They're always messing with like it must be great, but for someone who's never accomplished anything, and she kind of laughs it off. It's like, wow. It's just funny from where she went, where she started to this like really, really like cold hearted, burn people alive because I really like enjoy it to like taking shit from Isidro. Like she's come a long way.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna stick with what I said. I think last week. It feels too long. It feels like almost if I were the writer, I'd want to go back and like fix the early volumes and make her a little less of a psychopath and a little more of a helpless victim. Because now that's how she reads. She reads like someone who was like just went along with whatever. Oh, I don't know how to stop any of this, so I guess I'm just gonna watch people burn. That's not what she was.
Hmm.
She was, I'm gonna burn it myself. I'm lighting the match. This will be fun, And like, this doesn't feel like that arc. It feels like an arc from a different beginning. Maybe he just didn't know what else to. I don't know. But she's very. Maybe it was gradual, and there were reasons for it. I'll definitely give him that. Like it wasn't just like out of the blue she changed. Like
Yeah.
stuff happened to make her change. Like that I'm very on board with. I think it was it didn't feel like uninspired. Uninspired is the wrong word. It didn't feel like unmotivated. Like you get why she had to be a new person. I just feel it was a little too much of a shift, but that's okay. I, you know,
Hmm.
I'm comfortable with it enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Guts and Casca and Naked Boy all cuddling together for a moment by accident. It's kind of hilarious, and then makes Guts thinks about. It was an interesting volume. I'm scrolling through it. Oh, and the crocodile dudes attack.
Hmm.
I thought that was pretty neat, and they talk about how they're physical creatures and not like they've been. I kind of took it as they were something else, humans or some other, and they were kind of morphed into this. So they're physical, not specters or not like created. Unless I misunderstood.
But I think they were crocodiles,
Oh, okay.
right? And then, but I think you know what it reminds me of. I didn't think of this until just. It reminds me of when Guts was facing all the evil spirits night after night. Remember how sometimes they would inhabit bodies of real things and sort of transform them, like the demon horse, and they would get into or people. They would get infected by the spirits and they become monstrous. It wasn't the same as an apostle, right? It was temporary. This reminds me of that. except it's not exactly. It's coming from this Kushian sorcerer, but it reminds me of it. It's almost like they're using some similar techniques
Hmm.
to you know animate these animals because they turn back into their original form, like the squid or the octopus. They say it transforms back into a regular looking octopus, and then Isidro wants to eat it, which I get it. I kind of do. And whenever I play D&D, I was like, we should really eat the monsters. Like, it's a lot of meat, and rations are expensive. And
Still not liking Isidoro, by the way.
he
Still
wasn't so
hate his
bad in this
character.
volume.
So,
Hmm.
mm,
He didn't do anything to make you like him less in this volume.
no, he didn't. Well, no, he didn't. He's so what I really disliked. I was tolerant of him, and then he's like hyper competitive with everyone who's twice his size and like can cast magic, and then he made Shirka run off towards the end, which
Not caught.
I guess was had to have happened, but I did not like that kid's energy in the middle of a battle. Like, I'm not getting any glory. Do you see all the people dying around you?
I liked him, but the really cool person in the band of the Hawk was, the
Mm.
leader of the
Oh
Ranger. It
yeah, I love that.
was a good exchange. And Guts is like, it
Yeah,
was a long time
yeah.
ago. I don't remember who I worked for.
Hmm.
And that's a very Guts move, right? Guts isn't looking for glory or, you know, doesn't want to remember those times, doesn't want to talk about them, I'm sure.
Mm.
And we do have a lot of the different artwork changes more often than before, with to like the goofy faces. And have a lot of that. A lot of their faces, and it's happened before. We've talked about it, but there seems a little bit more of it in this one. And the artwork, there's right away just has a different feel to it in this one. Guts looks a little different, not a lot, but just a
Mm.
little bit. It's the art looks like. So I wonder if they changed artists or if there was different people assisting.
It's also a little brighter out, like they're fighting at the beach. It's sunny. It's not overwhelming darkness all everywhere. Even the monsters, they're like animated crocodiles, but they're not creepy the way the apostles tended to be creepy. You know what I mean? Like the apostles all had like mouths. They shouldn't have had mouths and extra eyes. They didn't follow like basic laws of like symmetry and physiology. The crocodile men aren't creepy that way. Right? They're just crocodiles who stand up and like have spears. Like they seem scary in the sense that I'd be terrified if a 1,000-pound crocodile was stabbing me with a spear, but they weren't like icky.
Mm.
Um, I thought.
I did think Guts seemed a lot older. I mean, I guess that did happen while he was wearing the berserk
Hmm.
armor, but um, yeah, he looked. I thought he looked distinctly different in this
He's got
volume.
the white
Um,
patch now.
Hmm.
mm, he's got the white patch, and I also feel like his face has more character. If that makes sense, like, does it feel like his face is more lined or something now?
Yeah, it does. He looks
Well, they said he
more
lost weight.
chiseled.
Like sucked the life out of him a little bit. He's like, I think it did
Mm,
age him.
Hmm.
So I think that's deliberate, or it definitely could be deliberate. Like it makes
mm.
sense given what they're saying. Hollower, cheeks, and um, that should be happening.
So do you think the armor is literally aging him as opposed to just making him so tired he looks and feels older?
Well, I said it fed on his muscles, so he lost a bunch of weight, and they made his hair white.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if it's literally aging or
As in, like, time moves differently inside the armor, almost like that. That was my question, but yeah.
Yeah, he does look like he's like his face looks thinner and he has more wrinkles, and this is kind of like the cost of using something like that. Like it comes at a price, and you get
Yeah.
the feeling like he
Mm.
uses it much more. He won't come out of it because he almost didn't come out of it last time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They're definitely big on these things having a price.
Hmm. And he uses the cannon. I was happy to see that. Like, you have a cannon on your arm. Use it.
Mm. How does he get that refilled?
I think the alligators drop
From
ammo when he little arrow ammo box.
You just walk through them and they ping into his arm.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. I don't know because I don't remember him carrying around spare arrows for it.
He doesn't fire it very often.
Mm-mm.
They show
Mm.
him reloading the crossbow thing. The
Mm.
cannon, I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah. Everybody gets it at one of the markets, or maybe every time he goes back to the cave, he gets a bit more. He only uses it sparingly, so. Oh well. Mm. What else happened? I think, yeah.
We see a lot of different. We get introduced to a lot of different factions.
Mm.
What do you mean?
We see all the different armies and the banners, and we get like a quick history of they're from this place, and they just had their independence, and they're kind of they were prisoners, and now they're this military force. So I hope this is going somewhere. I hope it's not just
Mm.
to make it feel bigger. I hope that like we're gearing up for something big that because otherwise why bother giving us all that detail to say there's all these armies coming.
Well,
Yeah.
there's got to be a resolution with Kush, right? Like the Hawk isn't going to leave the Emperor alone. The Emperor can't leave the Hawk alone, and I think all the regular people, is going to get caught up in the middle. Um, there was one other thing I wanted to go
Mm.
back to that I thought was super interesting, and reminded me of my feeling about the eclipse, which was Skeletor talking about how um, the fight against the Hawk is a lot like a character in a book trying to fight its author. Like
Mm.
that's that level of disparity, and that reminded me of the eclipse, right? Like you can't sword your way out of an eclipse, no matter how good you are at swinging swords. The God Hand is something above that, and yeah, so it does make it seem like if Guts wants to fight Griffith, he's going to need to take a different step. Getting better at swinging the sword is not going to do it. I'm not even sure the Berserker armor is going to do it. Something else is going to have to happen. I don't know what.
They- They're going to meet a hyper magically powered elf king. What's his name? Hanafubuku.
Hanamafuku. Who's a Yokozuna? It actually sounds like a sumo name. Maybe he'll meet five and he'll each go into a part of his armor and he'll like bulk up and like gain magical powers. One will
Mm.
be in the head, one will be in like the shoulder, a bunch of elves powering him. Or not.
Nice.
That does not seem like a Miura move.
But yeah, there's hope that Casca will start being Casca again,
Yeah,
possibly.
didn't we have this idea before that maybe they could heal her? Wasn't that why they were going to the Elf Kingdom? I thought that was.
I thought that was to give her a place of protection, and
Uh,
that's it. Like
Mm.
he wanted somewhere to keep her safe while he went off questing again. I thought because that cave, its magical powers broke somehow. I forget,
yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay. Somehow I thought they thought that the elves might be able to heal her. And I thought they thought that beforehand, but maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah, I think it was more of
But
like
yeah,
a
we can
safe
get
haven.
Casca back. Yeah. But now we have hope of getting Casca back, which sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But
There was some.
I'm sorry,
Go
Varsha.
ahead,
Go ahead.
Steve. Oh, I think I was going to say something. Go ahead, Steve.
Does she want to come back?
Yeah. Is yeah. That it did say she wants something different, but I read that as if she does come back, maybe she wouldn't want the same things as you. But yeah, that's a bit more sinister, I guess. That maybe she doesn't even want to uh, recover because I mean, maybe I don't remember which book it was. If I did remember, it might be spoilers. But like people heal someone and make them forget a really traumatic thing that happened, so that they don't have to deal with it. So if the Elf King is able to help her with the recovery, unless he wipes out her memory, it's not going to be fun for Casca. Well, we don't know what's going on in her head right now, so maybe it will be better.
It's you can imagine all kinds of funny scenarios because if he did wipe out her memory of it, she might just be like, "Well, I'm going to go hang out with Griffith, my leader,"
Hmm.
and go right back to his side. And Guts could be like, "No,
Yeah.
horrible things happen." She's like, "Silly, that's not possible. You must be confused. You poor thing. Take an aspirin or something."
Take some elf magic powder.
Yeah, make him forget too. We'll all be happy. That's what Guts.
Oh, join the new band of the Hawk.
Yeah, that'll be the end, right? They'll just charge in a battle next to Griffith, blissfully having forgotten. Where'd I get this weird tattoo on my neck? Oh well, forget it. Not important.
Don't worry about that. It was a night in Vegas. Don't worry.
What happens in Shooter stays in Shooter.
Yeah. Oh, we had too much to drink in Tower of Conviction. We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they talk about the Band of the Hawk and all the things Griffin did, and Guts doesn't say I was there. I ran with the group, and I don't remember who with their names. So no one really or few people know that he was in the Band of the Hawk now because they're all dead.
Mm.
And there was even talk about them still being alive somewhere off being heroes when they're all, they're not.
Mm. Yeah.
Who's going to recognize
Which
him? Rickard? Rickard's still around.
mm,
Have we seen Rickard in a while? I don't think we have.
Mm.
But we have every reason to think he's around.
who's that strange dude who was chasing a witch but was probably looking for the other kid that Shaka was talking to towards the end? Also, have you seen her before? She looks like the selfish prostitute that we met in the conviction arc, but that's not her, is it?
No.
She seemed not human, at least, or
Mm.
something is up with her. She seems a little too eager.
Mm.
Joe? Are you
Joe's
trying
got
to?
his thinking face on.
Didn't we see her? Didn't we see her
She
hanging around with
seems.
Griffith?
Yeah, I thought so.
Hmm.
In that weird tree place where weird things
Oh,
happen.
So this knight was one of the Midland Knights who was like leading the resistance, and seemed like an actually good dude. And they were about to all get wiped out, and then Griffith saved them, like recently.
Mm.
So he showed up and joined Griffith, joined the
Mm.
band. It was like a fairly minor, it was like storyline, but it happened. And then she's
Mm.
like Griffith's like right hand witch. He sends her on remember she was showing someone around, and they
Mm.
ended up like in this place where all the monster soldiers were, like the war dogs or whatever they were called. And she's like, "Oh, don't mind them." And one of them almost ate her. Is, am I,
Yeah.
this happened before, right? I'm not reading ahead. This So she's Griffith's like right hand like witch, and like
Hmm.
she goes around like taking messages for him. And he was like a regular knight who Griffith assigned to be her protector
Mm.
or something companion. So she's Griffith's,
Hmm.
and so is this guy. We don't know
And now
exactly what
she's
her
a.
powers are, but she's got something, and she seems completely fearless.
Yeah.
She was talking about the war dogs. The one like held her upside down was like about to eat her, and she's like, "You silly," and she's like
Mhm.
poking his nose or whatever, like totally not not right in the head. So
Hmm.
So that's interesting. We've been introduced to. Well, I guess we didn't really know that she was magical before, just that she was fearless of the monsters. But now we saw a Kushani sorcerer and her too, besides the witch. So we had the astral plane, all the weird, um, the rates they call them in this volume, and apostles. And Shirka was the counter example, but I don't think we saw any other kinds, right? Elf magic, but that was it. We were introduced to other forms because presumably this girl doesn't have the same kind of magic that Shirka does.
does she do anything in this volume, or do they just say she has a prophet of some kind?
I think they say, I mean, she can just see, Shirka set all those souls free, the fire. She can see
Okay,
that.
okay, okay.
And then she also sees that. Um, I don't remember. She recognized Shirka for a witch, but I feel like she also saw something else.
Well, she saw the elf. Elf's like, you can see me,
Mm,
but a lot of humans can without being magical. Just they just can't be in that church-like mindset of this world is the only world.
Hmm.
mm,
But seeing the souls being set free, that is definitely not normal.
mm,
Yeah, hold on, I gotta check something. I'll be right back.
mm. And she got upset that Griffith brought the princess back, so she ran away from home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't catch that. That's who that was at the end.
Yeah, she told a strange story about the ducks and the swans, and then the duck overlord brought back a duck queen for the whatever hawk. She kept saying hawk, so that was Griffith, I guess. But yeah, that seemed like she didn't like having Griffith's attention divided with another woman. So I'm gonna run away.
I can't decide if they're setting up as like actually being jealous of the Princess Charlotte, or if it's just meant to be like funny,
Mm,
or if it's actually like a plot thing.
yeah.
Hmm.
And like, is she upset enough that Shirka can trust her now? Um, or and like it'll never come to bite her in the back, or will she change sides over? I don't think that's gonna happen. Griffith needs a witches to be on his side.
Hmm. Yeah. The pacing is a little off now that you mention it, Joe. That's um, if I was reading this in real time, I don't know that I'd be
Hmm.
pretty frustrating to wait that long and just get little bits and pieces like this. I'm surprised it went on for so long.
I feel like I stopped reading for a long time, and then every like 5 to 10 years, I'd like read a bunch or reread the whole
Hmm.
thing. Because I don't not like I recently read forward a little bit, but I did not remember most of what happens in the next 10 volumes at all. Um, so it is frustrating. It's a tough pace for
Hmm.
the fans. It's kind of impressive that the fans still care about it so much.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is just that it's a very difficult series to predict.
Hmm.
And you can sense that. You can sense that, okay, after reading the first 3 volumes, I did not expect what the next 3 were going to bring. And the same thing from every set of 3 or whatever. Like you can imagine, oh, if I were the first 6, would I think we'd be here now? No. Never think of this. So it's very, usually with fantasy, you have a follows
Mm.
you know, a much stricter sort of structure,
Yeah.
or much closer. And this one, no. So
Hmm.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I was so sure when they were at the seashore at the end of the last volume that they were gonna, go off seafaring, find that magical land, but instead they're, wandering around amongst the armies. Was it? I forget. Am I making this up, or do they have to travel by ship to go see the Elf King? Okay,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not like it's some
I agree with you. They get to the
timeless
beach, and you're
place.
like, okay, now they're going to be on the sea, and like that
Hmm.
seems like the National Geographic progression. Instead, they're back in a big city full of
Hmm.
soldiers, and we're going to get this whole like thing is going to happen before they get on a ship. We know they have to get on a ship, unless this whole elf
Hmm.
thing is a red herring, which also could be, but they really seem to need to get to this elf place. Like they've been saying that for a
Hmm.
long time. If they
Hmm.
don't go there, we're all gonna be annoyed because it's been like 10 years they've been saying we're going to this elf place,
Oh wow.
right? Like 10 years of real time. It's a
Yeah.
long time, so they got to go. And they're not making quick progress. Like they're not even on a boat. They were at the beach. We were like, okay, they're about. Oh no, they're not even on a. They don't have a boat. So you can kind of see what it's doing. Like maybe for plot reasons, it's important, but it just feels like I don't want to say a slog, but maybe I do want to say a slog. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
I like I'd like to have seen them planning, not earlier I didn't need that, but now that we're not going where we thought they were, it's like what are you doing in that city?
Yeah.
I'd like to know what is your purpose here.
They need a
Maybe they are
boat.
looking for passage, but
They need a boat.
mm, mm,
I think that's the subtext. I don't know if they say it, but
makes sense.
they can't just because it's a port. They went to the
Hmm.
port city. And I think that wasn't clear as it could have been, but it wasn't like a mystery that you have to figure out. I think it just wasn't as clear, and it becomes obvious eventually that they're in the city looking for a boat. I'm
Hmm.
not really spoiling anything. Um,
And also, like we see the place that Shirka runs off to, it has ships.
yeah, it's a port city. Yeah,
So, yeah, maybe they are like I guess it sort of hinted at that this is where they can leave from.
yeah,
But unfortunately for them, a lot of armies landed here too, so maybe they'll get tangled in all of that.
and clearly, Kush is making a move.
Hmm.
Mm.
So hopefully, we get to see those elephant guys, the true heroes of the story.
There was a creepy possessed elephant in this one, right?
I missed it.
Yeah, there was.
It
Where,
came after the crocodiles. It was the grand finale.
Yeah, it did have the husk or the tusk. The
I love the
what?
possessed elephants
Why do they split up in the city with all the things that have happened to them? Why do they keep like splitting up? Why don't they stick together? Because
because they've
something
never
bad always
watched
happens.
horror movies.
I guess.
Because damn Isidoro. He had to go say something hurtful to
We
her.
could have
I,
followed
I don't
Shirky,
like
but
that
Guts is
kid.
like, she'll be fine. We all have telepathy. It's like, dude, it's dangerous.
Yeah. And she was saying she couldn't hear the spirits as much because the people were drowning it out. So for all we know, she doesn't have access to her magical powers as much as elsewhere. So also she's a kid. And
They're a little laissez-faire
Yeah.
about stuff.
After what they've been through, it's a little surprising. But again, you have to move the story forward somehow. So,
Yeah.
what else? Oh, and then the people that are hanged, and she finds the slaves that were hanging, and she sets them free.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And I was so sure that the guards were going to tell her to shove off, but then they give her the whole history. And then they're like, yeah, cool, we'll help you actually give these guys a good funeral.
Well, I think these are not the droids you're looking for, the guards. Right?
Mm,
She used the force on them, so
Hmm.
mm.
so she gets everyone to she gets
So
she actually be a good
they
wife for Guts. I don't want to take out the trash. You do want to take out the trash. Oh, take out the trash.
She should use that more often.
Hmm. They arrive in a city that hates witches, and then the guys are like, "Oh, you're a witch, are you? Let me tell you the whole history of, of what happened."
That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Interesting volume though, for sure.
Mm.
A little uneven, I would say, but
Yeah, I mean, like when you put it in the context of they had to wait for a year to get this much story, absolutely, like it's not enough. But in reading it one a week, this felt like a nice moment of quiet that I could use. It wasn't exactly, but this was, I think, as quiet as it's ever going to get in this series. So
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
and I hope we
And it
do get on
wasn't
a
that quiet. And we chopped a bunch of crocodiles up. The giant squid. Guts almost lost his mind again.
have to have some kind of battle every
yep,
volume.
if, even if it's not with the wraith thingy.
The I'm glad. I hope they get on a boat soon. It'd be nice to get a change of scenery, just to kind of go to a new place. So
Yeah, I agree. That would be nice. And I'm eager to meet Hanafubuku. I feel like he's not. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna fight. They're gonna need to fight to get him to help, or he's not all the Skeletor dude has painted him out to be.
Well, if he could just like stop Griffith or stuff, he would have done so. You'd imagine, like,
Hmm.
yeah, there'll probably be some big obstacle to saving Casca.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Puck. Sorry, go
no, go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say Puck was just mostly. Usually he does something besides being just funny and like silly, but in this volume that was all he did, which is kind of sad. I guess the other elf took over. Like he only can draw one elf at a time or something.
Yeah,
Hanafubuku's magic stops him from drawing two elves properly. So
All he did was comic relief, and I hate the fourth wall breaking comic relief. But the Yoda
mm,
impressions, I hate that.
yeah.
Like if you're trying to make a point that this elf is somehow connected to like another world that's like ours, where he's seen Star Wars, and if you're doing that deliberately, fine. But he's clearly not. That's not what's going on, right? This elf doesn't have. It's just wink, wink to the audience,
mm.
Hmm.
and I hate that. I always hate that. I don't even like it in Deadpool. Deadpool's hilarious, but I don't like fourth wall breaking stuff. I just don't.
Interesting. I kind of love those.
You're allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to have bad taste. I forgive you.
What?
If you're disagreeing with me, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think in
Ah.
Deadpool, I think Deadpool does it pretty well. It's like a comedic thing, but yeah, in this one, I wasn't a fan of the fourth wall thing, but I just don't like those characters or Isidra especially.
Mm.
Why doesn't she use her Jedi
Isidra.
powers on him and tell him to shove off, and we'll all be happier? Like walk that direction and don't turn back. Just keep going.
Take a long walk off a short pier.
Yeah, just
Yep.
walk.
I'm a Star Wars illiterate, so I did not see the Yoda references at all. I didn't get them. No.
You never seen Empire?
I have not. I mean, I don't want to say never because I had a friend make me watch it, but I think I was too sleepy or I just couldn't be interested enough. I'm bringing some haters to your channel, Steve, or your podcast.
I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars either. I mean, I think they're okay, but I don't know, like very hit and
You don't have
miss.
to love it, but to not have seen it, I've never felt more alienated from another human being in my life.
I
It's
mean, I
bizarre.
didn't even hear of Star Wars until like very recently. I think I don't know, like it wasn't such a maybe it was for some parts of India or like certain sections, but like it wasn't a phenomenon for me growing up. So
Okay, fair.
It makes sense.
Sure, there are equally iconic movies in India that I have not seen. Well, that Steve hasn't seen.
to be fair, I probably haven't seen them either. You've probably seen more of them than I.
Really? Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I do like those.
Not the biggest fan, but Andor is great.
I have a different take on Andor.
Ooh.
Andor was an excellent show, but it was not good Star Wars. Because Star Wars is space opera. It's laser swords and space wizards and giant monsters and, it's spectacle. It's a space opera. And Andor was not any of those things. Like, it wasn't a good example of any of those, like, genres or tropes. It was a great show, but it was about the banality of evil. Star Wars is the opposite of the banality of evil. Star Wars is evil is this guy with this freaking helmet and a giant sword and this like creepy voice, like cutting people in half, right? Like, it's the opposite of evil. True evil is bureaucracy, right? So like, it was a portrayal of Star Wars. It was great. I mean, it was a super excellent show, probably higher quality than any Star Wars property ever made, in the sense of the quality of the writing and the acting and but it was a character study. And as science fiction, it wasn't great because a fundamental story made no sense. There's no reason to have those guys doing that work when you can just build a droid to do it and not have any security and not have guards and not have any of these risks. Like, it made no sense. It was a metaphor about the banality of evil, right? That's not Star Wars. Like, that's great, but it shouldn't have been a Star Wars show. It should have just said Evil Empire, Andor, or something. But that's my take.
We should talk about Andor one of these days. It'd be fun. And Rogue One.
I
love
liked
Rogue
it.
One. Rogue One's great.
Yeah.
The best Star Wars movie, Rogue One.
I may have seen that one.
I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but
I think I went to see it in a 4D theater.
But I think you think it's the best one because you don't really like Star Wars that much.
probably, yeah.
Right? Like, that's the thing. Because it wasn't really a great Star Wars movie because, again, it didn't have any of those Star Wars elements. It was, like, peripheral. It was, like, the mundane people in the Star Wars universe, which were important. And it was a good story. It was a great story. It was super well done. But it wasn't about Star Wars things. But if you don't like Star Wars things, then, yeah. But if you're looking for more Star Wars things, then you're going to appreciate something like The Mandalorian more.
Yeah,
Because that has Star Wars-y stuff.
I tapped out after the first season.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's just...
I'm a sucker for Lone Wolf and Cub ripoffs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a sucker for Pedro Pascal is what my guess was. Well,
also a sucker for Pedro Pascal. But really, it's a Lone Wolf and Cub ripoff. And then there's a scene in Lone Wolf and Cub where he like upends the baby car and he's got like a machine gun in the base and uses to gun down like 80 ninjas that are after him. And I kept waiting for that to happen in The Mandalorian where he'd like flip over like the baby carriage and there'd be like a huge like cannon in it. It never happens. They do not steal that very cool Lone Wolf and Cub moment. It's very sad. Because the whole point of Lone Wolf and Cub is he's an assassin. He's going after money to get revenge on this ninja clan. And you find out at the end, you find he's using the money to put like a machine gun in the baby carriage. And I'm like, that's fantastic. That's like the end of the series. And he uses it to gun down the evil ninja. I'm like, you don't get better than that. But they don't do that in The Mandalorian. Anyway.
Interesting.
I'm rereading Invincible now.
Ooh.
For a live stream. And also because I'm trying to write the next Hybrid Helix. And I'm like, let's go back to my roots that like inspired me.
Who's having a live stream for Invincible?
Do you know Britain? Some Okie Dude. That's literally his channel. Some Okie Dude. So he interviewed me once, and he asked me to come on for an Invincible talk. He talks about comics more than most booktubers. He talks about literary stuff more than most booktubers. So he's one of those booktubers who's more likely to talk about the like Cormac McCarthy, and less like Brandon Sanderson. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. He's I don't always agree with everything he says, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But he and I had a long talk about comics and stuff because he knew that comics inspired me a lot. And he's a big comic guy, so he wanted me to come on for a show about Invincible. I don't know if that's still happening. He asked me to, and I was like, sure. And we never scheduled it, so I don't know if it's really going to happen. But I'll reread it regardless, and I'm going to do my own video on Invincible. I've decided to explain what's so great about it because it's a really interesting series.
I've been wanting to reread it.
It's like really, really good, but it's not particularly like groundbreaking or genius in any particular way. Like there's no art panel in Invincible that's like this is the greatest like piece of art I've ever seen, or even like something I would put on my wall necessarily. But all the art is very, very good. There's no storyline that's like, oh my god, I never could have seen this coming. But every storyline is very good. Every character is like very good. It's just like so good, but it's not like amazing in any way. It's just like perfect. It's like the perfect thing for what it is. Just really great, like really good, but like not genius. There's no moment of genius in there. There's other comics that are moments of genius and then like crappy stuff, but this one has none of that. So I don't know. It's interesting. I really like it. It also like hits my it hits my buttons. You know, the like the power set, the way the stuff I really like.
Mm-hmm.
I like guys who can fly and punch things. That's just my thing.
Be fun to talk about one of these days.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anytime.
So for volume 28, can you guys think of anything else to mention?
No, I think we covered it.
Yeah. We'll see how pacing goes in the next one. At least we're not a year away. That's kind of nice.
That's true. I think we're getting to the point where we will start being a year away from things, right? We still have a while to go, but
yeah, we're getting close.
About 3 months, and then
holy shit,
and then we have to wait for the story.
I don't know if they're going to be as slow as Miura was. I'm actually not sure what their schedule is. Their release schedule for the new stuff. Dan might know better.
Yeah,
I think he's keeping up better than I am.
I went to look. There was an article about the new volume, and I read a spoiler in the first sentence because some fucking asshole put the spoiler of something that happened in the last volume in like the first sentence of this blog post. So I stopped looking because I thought there's no way there's a spoiler in this article. It's just about the new volume, like the release date or something. And it's like, that's what I get. But anyway, so be careful out there. But so Joe, where can people find you?
jcmburn.com and jcmburn.com. Everything should be there.
Don't forget to put your Patreon link there because it's not there. I was looking for it.
Oh, I should do that. It's the Patreon's not live yet. It's just like a wait list right now. So I'll get all that integrated at some point. So yeah, the magazine should come out at the magazine. I don't know. I feel like I'm overselling it, but
no.
The thing. Hopefully by Christmas, I'll get my act together. I already have 2 submissions.
Where is the wait list? How can I get on it?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
So while Joe's looking,
I'll put it in on page chewing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, be sure and share it this weekend. Sign up.
In the discussion of this video, the where you put the post to this video.
Well, just create a new thread, Joe, and promote it so people can find it.
Okay.
I mean,
that makes sense.
Let people know. Yeah.
I could bury it in comments. I don't know.
No, critical, and it's there to promote your stuff. So
okay, thank you. Yeah. All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and Varsha, where people find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel. It's called Reading by the Rainy Mountain. The About page has other ways to reach me and links to my podcast. And I hang out on the Patreon forum all the time.
Yes. I can also be found on pagechewing.com and register for our forums if you're not already. And come and say hello. and I'd love to chat with you. So until next time, we will talk to everyone soon.
Thank you, Steve.